Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I've just finished watching WWE Money in the Bank. You know, that's all I gotta do on that one. Holy cow. Welcome to a review. I'm gonna give you the review and spoilers and whatever. So, holy cow. Kickoff show. Let's do it. Kickoff show and all that. Usos won the tag titles. Like we knew they would. Why did they win the tag titles? Because it was planned. If you read the dirt sheets and everything like that, they were planning it. They were planning to put the belts on the Usos. And they did it. So, pretty good match. Yes, I did see the kickoff show, which is very rare. And, yeah, Usos won the tag titles. 7-time tag team champions. And now, all the belts are with the Bloodline, as they're called. Whatever they're called. But anyway, the Money in the Bank women's match was a shocker. Pretty good spots in the match. Pretty good match for what they had. The highlight of the match was Natalya playing defense. Because every time somebody tried to go up, she would bring them back down. Go up, bring it back down. You know, Liv Morgan could have gone up, brought it back down. You know, and all that. And that was probably the highlight of the match. A lot of stuff as well. They buried Alexa Bliss on the ladders, which was kind of stupid, but whatever. And then about 6 women to end the match go up on top of the ladder, start fighting on top of the ladder, fighting for the briefcase. And then out of nowhere, Nikki ASH, as she's now known, but Nikki Cross, comes up and gets the briefcase. And Nikki Cross is walking, or Nikki ASH, whatever she calls herself now, this superhero in training, is now walking around with the Money in the Bank briefcase. Which was, to me, a shocker, if I'm honest with you. The Raw Tag Team Titles match, Viking Raiders taking on Omos and AJ Styles. Beautiful, over-the-top Hurricane Rider from AJ Styles using Omos. You know, Omos just picks him up, lifts him in, and then boom, flips him over. Beautiful. It was mostly a 2-on-1 match because Omos was up on the apron most of the match. But when he came in, he made an impact. But it was mostly a 2-on-1 match. AJ took a beating in the match, for real. It was a pretty good match for what they had to do. You know, pretty good tag team match. I didn't think it was going to be that or any good. You know, I just didn't think it was going to be that much of a good match, but it was. It was a pretty good match. You know, credit where it's due. And Omos wins the match for his team. Comes in and just dominates. And the Raiders had him rocking. I can't deny that. They had him rocking. They almost figured him out and everything. And the Raiders almost won the tag titles at one point. But Omos proven that he's a monster. And like I said, I don't see anybody beating them two as tag team champions. Or Raw tag team champions, at least. I would like to see the Raw tag team champions take on the Usos. That would be interesting. But in any event, Raw, AJ Styles and Omos are still the Raw Tag Team Champions. Now, I want to bring something up here. This next match, which was the WWE title match, goes to what I've been saying. If you watch my predictions, I talk about the WWE title in the predictions, which is up on the channel. The WWE Championship is an afterthought. Really is an afterthought. Because the WWE title, the promo that Lashley did on Raw, this bullshit's got to stop, and boy did it ever. There was really nothing to say, but the fans were in shock because during this match, or in this match, Lashley just dominated start to finish. He beat the hell out of Kofi. End of. He beat the piss out of Kofi. Literally beat the piss out of him. Just absolutely smacked him around. Just dominated him start to finish and made him pass out to that Hurt Lock. Or the Full Nelson. Just battered him. And now he goes from that to Goldberg on Raw, I presume. Whatever. Anyway, Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair. How does Rhea Ripley not win this match, please? Somebody explain that to me. It was a good match. It was a fight. And I think at the start of the match, I think the crowd crapped on it a little bit at the start of the match. Because the crowd wanted Becky and everything. I don't think... They definitely picked up where they left off from Hell in a Cell. Carter for Carter. It was a fight. Just a plain fight. And then Charlotte got Rhea's leg trapped in the stairs area, or trapped between the stairs, and kicked it repeatedly, and then Charlotte got the victory via tap out through the figure eight. I don't get how Charlotte wins this match. Yes, she probably deserved it. I'm not going to deny she didn't deserve it, because like I said, it was a fight. How does Rhea Ripley not go over? What's the plan for Raw Women's title? I mean, is she going to drop the belt back to Becky or something? Is Becky coming back? I don't know, man. This was the one match on the card that didn't make any sense to me. You know, how does Rhea not go over? You know? I don't know, man. It just doesn't make any sense to me. That one. You know, I could still be puzzled about that and all. Men's ladder match. Oh boy. Riddle, Ricochet flew at the start of the match, doing flips on Rollins and flying over the top and everything, and that. Ricochet's just ridiculous. He really is ridiculous. He is just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, there was one spot in the match they came in and pushed. I think Riddle came in, pushed Ricochet off the ladder, and as he's falling off the ladder, he jumps on the top rope and just dives on the guys on the outside. He is ridiculous. When he's in that sort of form, and it's that Ricochet, he is ridiculous. He is absolutely ridiculous. I even said that on my TikTok. Just ridiculous. Jinder Mahal came out and his goon squad came out and attacked Drew and stopped him from winning the match. But he was my number one pick. My second pick was Big E. So even though I went for Drew McIntyre, I kind of got that wrong, but Big E won the match. And Big E is now... They're pushing Big E to the moon. It's clear as day. They're pulling the trigger on Big E. And it was either going to be the Drew McIntyre story going after Bobby Lashley, or Big E getting the push because they're pushing Big E to the moon. And they're doing that. So it'll be interesting to see how... what they're going to do now with Big E. Now he's carrying the Money in the Bank. Is he going to go to Raw? I don't think so, because I think he's going to be next in line for the Tribal Chief. I know, yeah, another spot in the match as well. Kevin Owens getting killed pretty much by Seth Rollins. Powerbomb straight through the ladder. Done. After about a series of stunners, just straight through the match. Just unbelievable. And Edge versus Roman. Great match, start to finish, to be honest with you. Go back and watch it if you haven't seen it. It was just a good match. Usos came down at the end to try and help Roman. Rey and Dominic stopped that. Edge almost won the match because Roman was going for a spear, but Edge countered it into a spear of his own and almost nicked the belt. But as we planned, Roman won thanks to Seth. Seth cost him the title after coming down and attacking Edge, while Edge had Roman in that little crossface thing that he's been having on him lately. And then at the end, Seth came out, distracted Edge. Edge kicks him off the apron, turns round, spear, 1, 2, 3. Roman's going to SummerSlam as the champion. And off to the races we go with Edge versus Seth Rollins, because that's what it's going to be, people. Edge versus Seth Rollins. What did you think of Money in the Bank? I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. First pay-per-view back in the crowd for God knows how long. I thought it was pretty good. Pretty good show. All around. And like I say, off to the races we go with another dream match that we're going to get at SummerSlam. Edge versus Seth Rollins. And no doubt, maybe Seth will get a title shot on SmackDown and Edge will cost him the title. But this feud between Edge and Seth Rollins goes back to when Seth was in the Authority, and he forced the Authority to be rehired by John Cena. Remember the head on the ladder thing situation? Edge is not forgiving him for that. So bring on that fight at SummerSlam. Edge versus Seth Rollins at SummerSlam, people. But what is Big E? What's next for Big E? Is he going to go for the Universal title? Or are they going to have him over on Raw and have Bobby Lashley versus Big E? To be honest with you, I know he's probably going to go for the Universal title. But I wouldn't be surprised if they ship him over to Raw. Have him reunite with the New Day. And I wouldn't be surprised if they have him versus Bobby Lashley. Because let's face it, who's left to face Bobby Lashley right now? You know? And I know what they're going to do. They can say Goldberg and all that. Go back and watch my predictions. You know exactly what I think of the Goldberg situation. I'm not going to repeat it on here. But in any event, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. That was my review, results, and my thoughts, quick thoughts on the Money in the Bank ladder match. I will be back later this week with another podcast because I've got some stuff that I want to talk about. And also, I'm in the middle of watching the Kevin Nash podcast with Stone Cold Steve Austin, so I might just talk about that. So we'll see what happens this week. And until then, guys, stay safe. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Peace.